What is good, YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona and one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew. And listen, I'm coming at you guys real quick with my thoughts and impressions on the Sony INZONE H9 headset. So there's three different versions of this headset, right? But the quote unquote best version, so to speak, is the INZONE H9, because it comes with like a lot of the bells and whistles that we all would grow to expect when it comes to a headset. You know, it comes with everything. So today what we're gonna do, man, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about a couple of the games that I played, talk about its comfortability, talk about the sound and all that stuff. Now I want to put the disclaimer out there that, you know, I'm not no I'm not like no audiophile, right? Like I love sound. Like I think, you know, things sound super great. Like I can tell if something sounds good or sounds bad. But you know, some people get into like the nitty gritty of like the decibel of this and that. And listen, that ain't what's happening here, right? But we definitely are gonna talk about it. Talk about the headset. Talk about the sound, and I've mostly used it on the PlayStation 5, right? So the INZONE H9 can be used on the PlayStation 4, on PC and PlayStation 5. That's what it's meant for. I'm using it on PS5, right? I haven't used it on PC yet. I might do that at a later time, just because I already have like a dedicated headset for the PC that I use, right? So it's like, you know, I didn't really see a need to do that, especially since most of the people that's rocking out with me, man, we on the PlayStation 5, man. We want to see what this is about on the PS5, right? So I would just want to show you real quick. So these are the three headsets, right? So it's the H3, which is $99, the H7, which is $229.99, and then we have the H9, which is the $300 headset, which comes with the wireless noise canceling and all that great stuff, right? So this is the one that we're gonna look at, and I gotta say, man, like one of the things I do like about this headset is the build quality. I do think that the build quality is good, right? I know some people were asking me to compare this headset to the 3D Pulse headsets. I will say that with the 3D Pulse headsets, it's much more stiff, right? If that makes sense. So what I mean by that is, when it comes to the INZONE H9 headset, you can kind of move the ear cuffs, like, you know, turn them inward, turn them outward, you know, adjust the height and all that stuff, right? With the 3D Pulse headsets, you can only, you know, adjust the height. You can't turn the ear cuffs and stuff like that. And even the quality of the actual ear foam and stuff like that is a lot harder, honestly. Like compared to the INZONE H9s, the ear cups and the foam and all that stuff is a lot harder on the 3D Pulse headset than it is on the INZONE H9. So I think in terms of comfortability and in terms of the build quality, I do like the INZONE H9 better, right? Because I think wearing the headset for a long period of time, it's very comfortable, man. I gotta be honest. Like I didn't really feel like, you know, after like playing like long gaming sessions, you feel like, oh man, like, you know, you take the earmuffs off or take the headset off, and it's like if it was so tight on your head that you feel like this like imprint on your ear because it was so tight or just so uncomfortable on your head. With the INZONE H9s, I don't really get that, right? Because the ear portion of it, right, the foaming area is extremely soft. It really is soft, which I do like, and it feels lightweight, right, which I think is a great thing, right? So I do like and appreciate the build quality of the headset, right? I do think it's a good build quality, and I like it. It's definitely got like that plasticky, like I ain't gonna say it's like the best in the world. It's definitely not. But I think for what you're doing, you know, putting it on your head and wearing it and whatnot, it's lightweight enough to where it's not going to be a nuisance when you're wearing it. But it's also, the build quality is also sturdy enough to where, you know, you can move it around, move it to the side and all this other stuff, and you don't feel like it's going to just break if you, you know, if you move it a certain way. So I do think the build quality is great, right? So in terms of the features for this headset, there's a lot of stuff here, right? So it's got the 3D audio, it's got the spatial audio, powerful bass, right? There's a ton of adjustable buttons, right? Like I said, it fits really snug. It does. Like real quick, just this is definitely really comfortable. I got to be honest, it really is comfortable. Real talk. And we'll get to the microphone and stuff like that in a second, but you know, it's got the buttons on the side that you would normally find, like if you have the 3D Pulse headset, then you know you won't have trouble you know, looking or figuring out how to navigate it, right? So for instance, there is the game and chat button, so you can adjust the game and chat volumes on either for your on the PlayStation 5, so make one louder than the other. But what the cool thing about this headset over the PlayStation 3D Pulse headsets is, so on the 3D Pulse headsets, it only has, if I'm not, it has the volume button, and then it has the game and chat button. But for this one, I don't know. I just feel like when I'm using the H9 headset, I feel like the actual volume control. So obviously you have the game and chat volume where you can differentiate between how loud you want one to be over the other, right? But then there's also obviously the separate volume where you can adjust the master volume of the entire headset to how loud or how low you want it to be. Now, this is on the 3D Pulse headset, but on the H9, I feel like there's better control, and part of that might be because of how much better sounding a lot of things sound when you're playing games and whatnot. So that might attribute to it, but I feel like when I'm adjusting the volume on the H9s, normally I have it set to about like right here, right? Unless I'm playing Call of Duty or something, I might up it to like right here. But I feel like if I was using like the H9, the 3D Pulse, I would have this to max and then just adjust here, because I just feel like it doesn't get that too loud. It doesn't get loud enough sometimes with certain games. H9s, it's extremely loud. Like it gets really loud. Like sometimes, like I remember when I first put the headset on and I like put the volume high, 'cause I was like, oh, you know, let me put the volume high, because you know I just think, you know, that's just not me how I play, right? I had to like it scared the shit out of me. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it scared the shit out of me, because I'm just like, when the first game I played was Call of Duty, and I jumped. I was like, oh shit, this shit is loud. It's really loud. Like when I shot my gun, it was so loud in my ears. I was like, oh my god, I have to turn this volume down, right? So the sound on here is definitely really good. And then obviously, you know, on the left side we have the noise canceling and the ambient sounds, right? So noise canceling and ambient sounds, it's going to, obviously those features are going to eat up more battery. So the battery life for this headset is 32 hours, but obviously if you're using noise canceling ambient sounds, it's going to be a little bit lower. Probably about like 25, maybe 20, right? I haven't had to charge my headset yet, right? I've been using it for like a week. Now, obviously, I'm not using it for super long sessions, and actually, it's at like the last bar, right? I've used that headset for maybe like 2 hours a day or so on certain games and whatnot, and you know, it's still holding a decent charge. But I think when it comes to the noise canceling and ambient sounds, yo, listen, because if you have any type of noise canceling headphones, like I think you guys know the deal here. But the noise canceling on these headphones with the game, you really only hear the game. Like it really is like cutting out all sound in your home or wherever you might be, and all you hear is the game, and it is it's pretty crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. I remember when I was playing Call of Duty and I turned on the noise canceling and ambient sounds. So, you know, for those who are familiar with Call of Duty, playing COD, you know, sound whoring and stuff like that, like back in the day. So I'm sitting there sound whoring, and when you're using Ninja, your footsteps are silent. Now they're not like super. They're silent, but you can still hear very faint, like extremely faint. If you like are really quiet and listen, you can kind of hear the footsteps of somebody's running up on you if they have Ninja. with these headsets, like I had the sound up high, had the game volume all the way set to, I had the game set all the way to game instead of chat, so it was 100% there. Had the volume high, had the noise canceling and the ambient sounds active. I could hear that, like no bullshit. I could hear that, and even like the like, and I'll use Call of Duty again for as an example. Even like hearing like gunshots in the distance, or hearing footsteps that are like really far away, or hearing, you know, the UAVs or the planes and stuff flying over in the sky, right? On this headset, all of that stuff sounds so amazing, especially with the noise canceling and ambient sounds. I think that stuff sounds incredibly good. No bullshit, right? I was blown away by it. Like, yeah, and obviously, you know, Call of Duty is gonna be the first game I'm gonna try, because it really is like, you know, like Call of Duty sound has always been amazing when it comes to you know, how they do like the game sound. It's always been amazing, right? And when you're using a headset, I definitely think it heightens that experience and the immersion when you're playing the game. There's a couple of other games I played too. We'll talk about that in a second. I just want to run through some more of the features of the headset, right? So just real quick for the PC folks, right? There is the INZONE hub that you can download on PC if you are using this on PC, and you can actually set up sound profiles and adjust the bass and the bass boost, make custom sound profiles, adjust the noise canceling settings and stuff like that on here, adjust the master volume, the game chat balance and all that. It's a very like they're giving you a lot of control here to allow you to really set up the sound profiles how you want to get everything perfect, which I love. I think that's dope. I am going to try it on PC at some point, probably this weekend or some point like that, just to kind of see what those sound profiles look like and sound like, and how we can set that up. So that is some of the features. Like I said, it's got a 32-hour battery life. It's also got quick charge, so 10-minute charge gives you about 60 minutes of gameplay. Obviously, it does have the 3D audio, Tempest 3D audio technology within the headset as well. So any PlayStation games that are taking advantage of 3D audio, this headset is compatible with that. So you're definitely going to hear the best audio for that. One of the games that I tried with this was Returnal. Guys, let's talk about Returnal, right? I love Returnal. I think Returnal is a great game. I platinumed that game. I think it's one of the best games to come out last year. And one of the things that made Returnal so great for me personally was the sound, the music, the creature noises, the sound of the guns, the sound of Celine when she jumps and dodges and all this other stuff. The sound design in Returnal definitely was amazing, especially using the 3D audio and all of the bells and whistles with PlayStation 5. With this headset, hearing that stuff, it sounds amazing. Like, honestly, it does. It really does a good job of immersing you into the world, and you just hear everything. Using the headset, you just hear everything so much more clearly and so much more concise, and you can really do a good job of pinpointing where an enemy might be coming from, like which direction, thanks to the ambient sounds and the sound technology that's in the headset as well. And you know, hearing the music and just hearing the guns and everything, I got lost in Returnal again, man. It really is a great game. I also was on Ratchet and Clank as well. Ratchet and Clank, you know, is a great game, you know, next gen only title. It sounds great. It sounds good. That as well, like, you know, moving around in the world, like walking through the grass or shooting the different guns and hearing that explosion, that boom, you know, hearing that bassy explosion, it's like boom, like it sounds really good, man. And I ain't trying to, and you know, listen, man, I ain't trying to cap to nobody, man, right? Like, I think the headset and what is offering and how it sounds, I do think it sounds great, right? What other game? Oh, I had to try Horizon Forbidden West and Gran Turismo 7. Horizon Forbidden West, also great sound. It sounds great, right? It sounds really good, really clear. And hearing those because Horizon Forbidden West, and I think the noise canceling as ambient sounds actually works best with Horizon Forbidden West, in my opinion, because with Horizon Forbidden West, there's a lot of, like, especially if you're walking through the jungles or through the snowy mountains or wherever you are, there's always those faint sounds that you hear in the background to add life to the game. And using the H9 headset, it definitely did have, I definitely heard that stuff much more clearly, and it just amplified the sounds and the noise, right? And it just all sounded so clear and very immersive. Gran Turismo 7, and listen, Gran Turismo 7 is a very good sounding game, extremely good sounding game. Listen, I was doing a couple of races on GT7 with the headset on, hearing the rubber on the road. You get what I'm saying, guys? Hearing the rubber on the road really is pretty good. It really is good, man, especially if you're hearing the engine, you're hearing the gear shifts. If you're playing on stick, you're hearing the hearing the turns when you do like sharp turns, and you hear the tires ripping on the road. It really does sound good, man. I really do like this headset, and I would even say this headset is better than the 3D Pulse headset. I really do. Now, I'm talking about the H9. I have not used the H7 or the H3, right? These are less. The H3 is like the entry model. It doesn't have noise canceling and all that other stuff, so don't expect that stuff there. The H7, I believe, has noise canceling. It's personalized for 3D spatial audio, Discord certified, up to 40 hours, ergonomic. I'm not seeing anything about noise canceling here. So I think the noise canceling feature is only on the H9, which is obviously the most expensive headset and the ambient sounds. I do want to touch on the mic really quick as well. So I played Destiny as well, which Destiny sounds great. Destiny always sounds great. Good sound design. I was using a mic with one of my boys, and the mic is very sensitive, right? Where like I had my so for example, one night when we were playing, I had my air conditioner on, and I had I sit pretty far away from my air conditioner. It's not that close. I mean, granted, it's a huge air conditioner. It's like one of those like almost industrial sized ACs. But I was sitting pretty far away from it. He heard that shit like clear as day. He's like, it was pretty loud. And even like my fan, like if I have my fan on and I have it facing me, it picks up on that wind and all that stuff. It's a very, 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 very sensitive mic. But he did say that I sounded clear, and I sounded, he said I sounded decent, right? Which I'm like, all right, fine. The other thing about the headset too, like if you wonder how the hell do you mute the mic, so you flip with the headphones, you flip it up. If you flip it up, and that's how it mutes, but it also has a click. So as you're flipping the mic up, you'll hear like this click, and it's muted. And then when you flip it back down, it'll click again, click, and it's unmuted. So I like that as well, where it's definitely letting you know, like, yo, this is muted. When you hear that click, it's muted, and obviously your console will let you know, like, oh, the headset's muted. Same thing for like talking, like people heard me, like even on the game when I was playing COD, I was saying some stuff to certain people and they heard me. It was pretty clear, like nobody thought I was too low or whatever. So I think the headset and everything is cool. I only think the mic, I think, is extremely sensitive. I think it's very, very, very sensitive. A little too sensitive. I think they could have, and I think there might be some settings on the PlayStation or something that I can tweak to make this less sensitive. So that might be a error on my part, and not necessarily the headset part. But I definitely wanted to mention that just so that you guys know. Now, in terms of well, Persona, should I buy this? I'm gonna be honest. If you have the 3D audio headset, I would say you have to look at the features and see if it's something you really want. I think compared to the 3D audio headset, I do think this headset does sound better. I do think the build quality is better. I do think it's much more comfortable. Now, obviously, the 3D Pulse headset is much cheaper. You're still getting all those 3D features. It's Bluetooth, it's wireless, and all this stuff. It's, you know, the 3D headset sounds great, right? Let's not act like the 3D headset isn't a great sounding headset. I do think the H9 version of this headset, because that's the only one, that's the one I got. I do think the H9 headset it edges it out just a little bit more, and it sounds better because the sounds a little bit more high definition. It sounds a little bit more detailed, right? Especially if we're talking about the noise canceling and the ambient sound features and whatnot. I definitely do think the H9 is pumping out the best sound in terms of PlayStation branded headsets. Right now, obviously, there's other third-party headsets that may sound miles better than this, or whatever. You know, people may feel that, and that's perfectly fine. But in terms of PlayStation branded headsets, I do think the H9 is the best sounding headset right now. That couples with the PlayStation features perfectly. If you do have a 3D Pulse headset, a 3D Pulse headset, it's up to you. You know, it's $300. Do you want to shell out that much for a headset? I can understand some people saying, you know, no, I don't see the appeal in that. I'm glad I picked this up. I'm glad I have it. I definitely will be using this headset for all major games moving forward. I can't wait to use this headset on God of War Ragnarok. It's going to sound so amazing. In all of the next gen games that I've played so far, everything sounded phenomenal in my opinion. If I had to score the headset, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Just because, you know, I feel like there can always be room for improvement, right? Nothing's perfect. So I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's great. I love it. I enjoy using it. And, you know, let me know in the comments if you guys picked this up or if you're interested in picking this up. If you do have any other questions that I might not have answered here, definitely also ask them in the comments. I'll definitely try to answer as many as I can or point you in the right direction where you can get a proper answer, right? But in terms of, you know, this impressions, I enjoy it. I think it's great. And yeah, this has been the Sony INZONE H9 review of the headset for PlayStation 5 and PC. I appreciate y'all for watching. If you enjoy it, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.